it looks like a member of the Bandidos who has been on the run, his luck has ran out. It looks like he was trying to cross over the border in Texas into Mexico, and the Border Patrol caught him up. The story goes, let me pull this up for you right now. This out of LMT Online. Of course, they come out with the wanted gang member arrested at I-35 checkpoint. And you got to ask yourself a question here. And I'm not trying to be cute or anything like that. I'm just asking a question. Why is it he was caught going out of the country, but they can't catch all these people coming into the country? Like I said, I'm not trying to be cute here. It's a simple question. Man, I know I'm going to get hit with some stuff like that one on that one. I just know. I opened myself up to it. I know I did. Anyway, LAMT Online. Here we go. There's a pic of Matt. Members of the Bandidos Motorcycle gang. It's coming redundant, isn't it? It just really is, at how far that the media tries to push this gang label on the motorcycle clubs. I actually had somebody come into one of the comment sections, I believe it was yesterday's video, where the Mongol was released, or he's gonna be released after doing 8 years. He got a 10-year sentence, Martinez, and said, well, they're just doing what one percenters do. It's like, how ignorant can you really be? How brainwashed can you really be to believe that everybody wears a diamond patch, goes out and shoots people? It's kind of like either side of the aisle, if you will. You got your right, you got your left, and no matter what the facts are, where you get it is what you're going to believe. And that's the same thing that happens when they're covering clubs. They're going to believe what they want to believe, what they were told, or who they hang around with. Well, they, you know, maybe the followers of this law-abiding person. Well, those clubs are not clubs, they're gangs. We're a club. We're law enforcement. We're law-abiding. Everybody else that ain't there, they're gangs. That is what we deal with on a daily basis. But it does get old. The Texas Department of Public Safety Criminal Investigations Division, with the assistance of the U.S. Border Patrol, arrested Matt of San Antonio. Now, I guess on January 7th, DPS placed a lookout for Laureano due to an active DPS arrest warrant for a felon in possession of a firearm. And that's one thing I always complain about. You're going to hear it over and over and over again from me of, why is it when you pay your debt to society, you don't get your rights back? I think that is obscene that you're telling people, okay, you got to pay for it, you got to face justice. Okay, when you face justice, do your time. Well, you can't have any of this stuff back. Voting, all that stuff. I wonder how many would-be felons voted in the 1800s. Come on, they were voting 10, 20, 30 times at a time. But I guess us modern Americans, we look at that as something bad. No, they paid their debt, let them vote. Or they paid their debt, let them have their Second Amendment right back. What do you guys think? Let me know. He had been arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and assault. Now, this according to DPS. Just after 5 p.m., the Border Patrol contacted DPS saying that he had attempted to go through the Interstate 35 checkpoint. He was detained until DPS arrived. The DPS special agents arrived, took custody, and transported him to the Webb County Jail. So I'm sure in the coming weeks, we're going to hear about this and see where it's all going to be leading to, if you will. Gonna probably be court proceedings. Probably San Antonio Times is going to be covering this. But we'll let you know. We got to dig a little bit more into the story here. And again, people are going to hear the assault thing with the deadly weapon, and they're automatically going to be making assumptions that, hey, this is a bad guy. How do you know he wasn't trying to protect somebody else? There's always the what ifs, and in this country, yes, we do the biker news, and you see a lot of things, but everybody is presumed innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Wasn't that Law and Order or something like that that did that? It just rings. It's one of those themes where if you hear it over and over again, then it's in your mind. It stinks too, by the way. You know what? We covered that one story with Martinez. I guess people weren't happy with me on some of that. And that had to deal with Martinez. He was able to hook up with the jury foreperson in one of his trials. And you had all these people come out saying, well, it was rigged. It was rigged. The family didn't get justice. No, it's just you probably didn't think about it the way he did. This was my hero, man. Come on, he's going to be nailing the jury foreperson on one of his trials. Like I said on the show with Chinatown and stuff, I was like, man, John Gotti could have only dreamed of doing something like that. I thought it was great. Hey, what's fair in love and war, if you know what I mean? When they're trying to burn you to the ground, you're going to do what you got to do to, make your case. Let's go to that. That's out of the East Bay Times, just coming out. Now, the jury foreperson denies being in a romantic relationship with the shooter of the California police officer. Now, that's what I like. Deny, deny, deny. Well, we seen you on camera. That wasn't me. Well, we seen your car. That's not my car. That's the best way to handle things, I ask. And, when the video came out on ABC News, it had the voice recordings between the two. And if I was her, I'd do the same thing. It wasn't me. Didn't do it. Wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, the jury foreperson in the first trial, that was the one that was the murder one charge. And people are kind of confused. Some people were saying double jeopardy. It wasn't. The first trial, first degree, not, acquitted. Second degree was on the second trial. So they're different charges. So it's not double jeopardy. Anyway, the jury foreperson in the first trial of the Bandidos Motorcycle Club, who shot and killed a Panama SWAT officer, said she made friends with the man and his family after the verdict. After the verdict. And denies being in a romantic relationship with him. You go, girl. Keep denying that. You go, girl. She know what she doing. Quote, they became very good friends and family to me. Now, the first jury in 2019 found Martinez not guilty of first-degree murder of Officer Sean Diamond, but he couldn't decide on the second-degree murder charge. The trial ended at that in a hung jury. Ali voted to acquit, said there was overwhelmingly reasonable doubt. Now, that's just a juror doing her job. You're supposed to be able to say guilty by reasonable doubt. Okay? If it's not proven, it's not guilty. She did it. She did her thing. Now they're mad at her. She didn't do this during the trial, so there was nothing wrong. That's just like they very upset that one of the other jurors is going to be making a screenplay, and they're mad. They're mad because she's going to profit. But they can do it themselves, you know what I mean? It's not good what's good for the goose, good for the gander type of deal when it comes to these coppers. Anyway, I want to thank FeedSpot FeedSpot is one of the biggest libraries or databases of thousands upon thousands of websites that track independent type of categories, and we were listed Insane Throttle Biker News in the top 30 best motorcycle websites. We're in the company of motorcycle.com, MCN. I really do like motorcycle.com. It's a great website. They've been around forever, ever and a day. We're in the company of Cycle World, Motorcyclist, Ride Apart, The Telegraph, Biker Sport News, Cycle News, and we come in at 22. It feels good. Really does. Being on a list like that through FeedSpot, because they handle a lot of media contact information. If people want to get a hold of us, they send the contact information to them. They got to pay for it, but we get the contact out of it. But just being in the company of them type of websites is an awesome thing. So we appreciate all the support that our listeners, our followers, our readers give the Insane Throttle Biker News to get us in a spot like that. I just checked the ratings for the podcast, top 1.5%. It rocks on in our category. We're also in there with some really good podcasts as well. So it's all because of you guys that it happens for us. Don't forget to join the Throttle Club. You to do it right there in the description box on YouTube or on Spotify. Members only lives are Monday through Friday at 9:20 a.m. Coming up on today's, we're going to be talking about, yes, the old lady don't want me to join a motorcycle club. But, we hear that all the time, and we're going to address that issue. We'll be right back right after this with China Dies. And don't forget to subscribe to Insane Wheels, my newest channel over on YouTube. Everything Harley talk, motorcycle related. It's going to be a great time over there.